This is today's progress spent working on this simple frame, but finally got it. One of the key things that I'm very happy with is are these two holes, which looks like the Mickey Mouse kind of like holes in the wall, because right here I have these two tracks for the cup holder. It kind of like retracts, so when you have the two chairs, the captain chairs here, you can get them back using these tracks, and then you get this back along with them. So to avoid removing the whole setup, I just drilled these two holes, and to do that I used this bad boy. Now the thing is, this is a very small drill. Wasn't able to operate it using the drill, so with some innovation I used this tool, and manually I was just like cranking until I cut these across and then sanded them. Also, another key thing is I was able to fit these plank using the hardware of the chairs. So this is now set up. It's connected with the car, so this is not going to move, it's not going to go anywhere. It's also connected there to the foundation piece that you see right here. It's connected using a 5-inch piece from this side and two 2-inch pieces from the other side. It's going to be two tubs. I'm going to fill them up with like containers that I'm going to use to put all my stuff, and then the plank where my mattress would sit would come on top. And I'm thinking of whether the plank would be cut into two pieces, so this piece and this piece could be like lifted separately. And added bonus, if I were to get one of those hydraulic hinges, so I can just like lift it up. It goes up here, up to this height maybe, and then I wouldn't have to worry about holding it or taking it out. This is going to be for tomorrow, but there we have it. This is how it's looking from the back end of the car. From this side, I was crafty with this opening from the driver's side door. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, because obviously I have the hardware for the chair. I'm not going to remove this. This requires a lot of effort. You need to remove the fuel tank, remove the spare tire and all that to be able to remove this. I'm not going to do that. It's going to remain here, but I have some space to reach out to any of my stuff. This is the end result of how it looks like in the morning. This is the frame. I still have all the stuff here packed, so all I need now is just to get a plank, piece of wood, and just tailor it for these buckets right here. 3 pieces most likely, and then the bed and the frame is going to be ready. All I need is a mattress and I'm going to be set. And in the next video we're going to focus on this section right here. So this is already fixed. It's stable, fixed from both directions. What I need to do now is fix this piece right here. It's going to have 2 links. There's going to be a shelf that's going to have the sink, and then on top it's going to be the countertop that I'm going to use to store stuff and to also to cut stuff, etc. Because this is essentially my kitchen area. I'll take food from the fridge right here, clean it with the sink. There's going to be here, and then there's going to be a flap that will basically open up this way outwards, that I'll use to cook and prepare stuff. So yeah, for today the project revolves around fixing this piece, getting a plank for the sink, cutting it, fitting the sink, and then there's going to be the plumbing to connect the clean water and the gray water, and we'll see how much time that will take. If I finish that, then I'll move on to the pump, the motor, some electrical work, put a switch, connect it to the power unit right there, and test if it works properly. That's the plan. All right. Alright, change of plans. I was supposed to work on the sink, but then I was looking at the pieces of wood I can get and the dimensions that are available. I found one that is good, but then when I did the math, it would be much more expensive to get smaller pieces of wood and create the shelves. So instead I got a big plank. It's here, waiting outside. And with this we have new challenges, and the challenge is I need now to put the big piece of plank on top of the bed frame, and for me to do that I need to remove this. So here we go, side quest. Alright, finally it is gone, it's removed. So it took some effort because most of the YouTube videos would show you to remove the two bolts here, and then it gets out. But this is the XLE version, which comes with a track. So I had to figure out how to remove the track because I couldn't find it online, I couldn't find it with AI. So it required some exploration, but here we are. It's done. I need to clean it. Already vacuumed, but I need to like do some scrubbing and so forth. I also had to remove this piece because it was in the way of getting out the whole system. I could have potentially removed the system without removing the piece, but I was not sure because Gemini was recommending that I pull the secret box or the cup holders all the way to the end, and then it automatically lifts. Apparently some models have that option, mine does not. So yeah, we got it. There were some casualties, as you will see here. Obviously one of the screws is shorter than the other, and the reason is these bolts. Let me show you this one, it's clearer. The bolts that go in here, they kind of like extend into the outside, so they are exposed to the elements, and you can see like where it gets rusty. So that's where this guy got snapped off. So once I need to reinstall it, I'll need to figure out how to remove this. I know that there is special equipment that I'll need to buy in order to do that. And there we have it. That is the whole system removed. Now it's time to get the planks in there. I got a big package of items from Temu, and this will hopefully improve the entire experience. One of the good items that I got is a microphone. So let's see how it works. It should be a clip-on mic, and it should improve the audio quality. It has a thing you put on the microphone for, for wind. Actually, two of those. And then it has 3 separate mics. One of them connects directly to the device, to the phone, if I need to have like an external microphone. And then 2 other mics, they are a clip-on mics. So we're gonna try them. Okay, I'm testing this. Let's see if it works. This is a test clip, and I want to see the sound quality. So, all right, first test was quite good. It might be too close to my mouth, but I like the consistency of the voice this gives, and having it on my beard avoids the clicking sound when I connect it to, like, you know, my jacket or whatever. So I think it creates less noise this way. And I added this little fluff ball on top, so I'm guessing this is going to reduce the noise. So we'll see. The focus for today is to install the sink. We have a 10-inch sink made for RVs, and we'll be essentially getting a piece of wood, a plank, and cutting a 10-inch diameter hole, installing the sink, and once I have that figured out, we're gonna go to plumbing, get all the required hardware, install it, fix the water gallons, and then move on to the pump. So let's see how much we can get done today. All right, so the plan is, so this is 20 inches wide. The plan is to cut a 16-inch piece and then drill a hole in the middle. So the thing is, it has to go quite smooth, this cut from here to there, so it could fit snug quite well between these two planks. Okay, so the piece is ready. Now the next step is to mark the place for the sink and to start cutting. The way I'm gonna go about it is I'm gonna do a 4-inch circle here using the drill bit I have, a 4-inch here, 4-inch, 4-inch, and then connect it with the saw. By the way, it started raining. All right, there we have it. We have 2 pieces and 2 pieces. This is all done. What I need to do is basically just arc it from here to here, and we'll have a good, nice circle.
I was supposed to paint these plank with polyurethane, but the drying time is too long. I will work on constructing the rest of the sink counter instead of painting. I'll start by cutting a 14 by 16-inch piece that would act as the cover.
All right, this is how we're looking so far. I installed this plank. The measurement seems to be off, but it's not, because this needs to just go in slightly a bit. Now, where I discovered that the measurement is off is actually here. The reason for this is the saw that I'm using. Although I tried to give it like extra space, but just like a millimeter from each side, the thickness of the saw itself, I guess, just added up and created this space. So what I intend to do is really just undo this plank and just like move it slightly closer, and I think this should be fine. There goes a train. Yeah, I'm working close to a train track. This is the parking lot for Home Depot. So I get to enjoy passing trains every now and then. Sometimes they intersect from both directions. Cool, so this is where we are. Done-ish. I just need to adjust this slightly. I got the hardware for the sink, and next is to fix the water faucet. I'm thinking of having it from this direction. So if I'm sitting like this, I can just reach to it, like fling it up and then switch it on, and that would be doable from both sides. If I do it from this direction, nothing wrong with that, but just gonna be harder to use if I'm sitting from the, like where I am, or if I'm sitting on the bed over here. So I'm guessing it's gonna be neater to have it something like this. Right, quick update. The plumbing, at least for the gray water, seems to be okay. I just need to fix that, and this should be fine. I'll need to fix the plank in the back so that these gallons will not move and will not go anywhere. I guess I'll put something here, like another plank, just for yeah, for stability, and allows me to have like extra space for like a chair or something, or the stove. All right, I got this out again, and now trying to fit this in here. This is exact fit, just need to loosen it up. All right, check this out. This is now ready for this. There we go. And I just need to install the hardware from underneath, and we should be good to go. Next step is to use the hardware to connect the fresh water to the pump, which is going to sit on there, and to the faucet. Right, we are back to the plumbing aisle. And the objective now is to connect the motor to both the reservoir and to the faucet. And what I need is some flexible tubes. I'm counting on this one to fit. And I need to find a conversion from this to the steel pipes that come with the faucet. Are set. I have figured out the plumbing, and I figured out also the clear water. So this is going to go into the tank. I have devised this conversion that goes into the faucet over there. So we're set, and that's one way. That's one thing out of the way. I also got cable for the motor, and I got clips to organize the cable, just like for it to be nice and neat. And I also managed to find a cool button that will allow me to like turn it off, turn off the motor and turn it on. All right, I think we're set. Now it's getting cold, so I don't think I'll continue working, and I'll wrap up.